Vietnam's fairy tale, the tale of the mosquito. Long time ago, there was a couple loving each other very much. The day they first got married, they vowed that they would never leave each other. If unfortunately one of them died, the other would also die to follow that person to the other world. Shortly thereafter, the young wife was suddenly carried away by the death. No one could describe the utmost pain of the husband. The guy tried several times to commit suicide, but he was prevented and guarded by his family. The day he was about to finish the funeral, suddenly a Taoist master came and taught him the reincarnation method that, according to him, had been applied successfully by many others. His magical method was not difficult as long as the living relative bravely and persistently did it. The method was that the living person embraced and infused the cadaver with his warmth 3 times a day. Doing so without a day off, in about 3 months and 10 days, the death would come back to life. The husband thanked the Taoist master and did as he was told, hoping to bring his lover back to the world. Day after day, he embraced his wife, transferring his body, heat, and breath into the already cold corpse. But 3 days later, the rotten smell of the corpse wafted throughout the neighborhood, making everybody unbearable. They rushed to his house and forced him to bury her immediately. Reluctantly, the husband asked his neighbor to chop down bamboo trees to make for him a raft so that he could take his wife's corpse to some other place. Many were happy to help the guy in doing so. In just half a day, he had transported his lover's corpse away. The raft flowed along with the current. The husband still cherished his wife day by day. His wife still looked like a sleeping person. His heart was full of hope. Arriving at a new area, he stopped his raft next to a green field and went on the grass to cook. By chance, while gathering firewood, he met an old man. Seeing an old man with a white beard and hair walking alone at a desolate place, not at all like a poor person, the young man was surprised. While he was thinking so, in a blink of an eye, the old man stood in front of him. Immediately knowing that he must be a deity or Buddha, he hurriedly subdued himself to the old man's feet and told the story, finally to implore the blessed old man to help his wife come back to life. The old man was indeed Buddha. Feeling moved with the young man's insistence, Buddha followed him down to the raft and told him to prick his finger to produce 3 drops of blood into his wife's mouth. Suddenly, the woman moved her lips and slowly sat up as if she had just come back from a dream. Before leaving, Buddha asked the wife, "This guy lent you 3 drops of blood so that you could be revived. Do you love him?" As the woman firmed off, Buddha said, "No problem. If you don't love him anymore, just give him back 3 drops of blood." Recognizing that they were anxious to return to their homeland, Buddha called a giant crocodile to carry them. The crocodile crossed the river for half a day, now feeling hungry. He told the couple to get on land to rest and wait while he looked for something to eat. The couple dropped by an inn for their meal. That day, there was a well-dressed businessman. Seeing the beauty of the wife second to no one, he became obscene, attempting to take over. He approached, handing over samples of silk and jewels, pretending that he wanted to sell, but in fact to flirt with this beautiful woman. He said that in the boat he anchored nearby, there were many other precious goods with considerable prices. He wanted to invite them down to see, but the husband didn't care at all. After finishing the meal, leaving the businessman, he took his wife to the deserted wharf to wait at the agreed rendezvous point with the crocodile. They sat in the shade of a tree, chatting for a while, and then being exhausted, they went to sleep. They did not know the businessman was still following behind them. When he saw the two asleep, he went lightly to wake up the wife and invite her to the nearby boat, as he wished to give her a piece of jewelry. "My boat is only 10 paces from here. It doesn't take you long." The words suddenly moved the woman's heart. She stood up and followed the man down to the boat. In the blink of an eye, as the signal of their master, the sailors of the merchant boat lifted anchor and set sail to run away. When the crocodile came up to the rendezvous point, it found only the husband, who was still fast asleep. Crocodile woke him up and asked. The husband was bewildered and knew nothing. He blamed the crocodile for eating his wife. To dispel the suspicion, the crocodile taught him to get a tree branch through his mouth, stirring it in his stomach to see. The guy did so, only to find the crocodile's belly full of fish bones and pebbles. He knew his suspicion was wrong. Looking everywhere in vain for his wife, he returned to the wharf, hanging his head and crying bitterly. The compassionate crocodile taught him to ride on his back to chase the passing boats in order to track down news of his wife. After some inquiries, it was revealed that a merchant ship had just passed by with a young and beautiful woman. Their description of the face and shape was that of his wife. The crocodile then tried to chase this boat. When seeing his wife sitting in the merchant boat, the husband told her, "Annie, jump out here. I can't live without you. I'll make you happy." But the wife told him, "Go on, dear. I must disappoint you. Please forgive me, dear." Then handed her husband a packet of gold. "Take this and consider me as dead from that day." Both hopeless and frustrated, the husband threw the packet of gold into the water and asked the crocodile to take him back to Buddha. When Buddha met them, he urged the crocodile to hurry after the merchant boat for the heartbroken man to reclaim 3 drops of blood. After pricking her finger for 3 drops of blood to pay her husband, the woman fell to her death immediately. The merchant tried his best to kill her, but in vain. He then threw her body into the sea. But due to Buddha's miracle, the woman turned into the mosquito. Because of the lack of blood, mosquitoes always nick a little from each human being to live.